When Sunrise on the Reaping was released in 2025, it immediately stood out as a return to one of the darkest moments in the history of Panem. The story takes place during the Second Quarter Quell, the 50th Hunger Games, long before Katniss Everdeen, long before the Mockingjay becomes a symbol of rebellion. On the surface, the explanation appears simple. The Capitol doubles the number of tributes as punishment, a reminder, a warning. But when you examine this particular games more closely, that explanation begins to feel incomplete. By the time of the Second Quarter Quell, Panem is not in crisis. There is no open rebellion, no immediate threat to capital control. And that raises a question. Why escalate cruelty when power already feels secure? Oppression usually intensifies when authority feels threatened. Here, authority feels confident. So why double the tributes? Cruelty alone does not fully explain it. Symbolism alone does not justify the scale. Preparation does. The Second Quarter Quell introduces complexity, logistical strain, narrative risk, emotional overload. Yet the Capitol proceeds without urgency, methodically, without hesitation. That suggests intention beyond spectacle. In this reading, the Hunger Games stop being a warning and start becoming a simulation. The Capitol is no longer asking, "Can we frighten the districts?" It is asking something else. Can our system survive extreme pressure? Doubling the tributes tests scale. Can propaganda still function when loss multiplies? Can the districts absorb twice the sacrifice without collapse? These are not moral questions. They are questions of governance. The arena itself reinforces this idea. It does not feel rushed. It does not feel improvised. It feels controlled, deliberate, almost clinical. This is not panic. It is rehearsal. Every reaction becomes information. Which districts fracture internally? Which adapt? Which turn their anger inward instead of upward? From this perspective, the tributes are no longer only victims of punishment. They are variables in a stress test. And this reframes the cruelty entirely. The Capitol may already understand that fear has limits, that no system built purely on terror can last forever. So instead of reacting to rebellion, it prepares for it. The Second Quarter Quell becomes a rehearsal for the future. A future where obedience is harder to enforce, where sacrifice escalates, where control must adapt or fail. And that leads to an uncomfortable conclusion. If the 50th Hunger Games were a rehearsal, then rebellion was not feared. It was expected. Long before Katniss Everdeen ever volunteered, long before the Mockingjay ever appeared, the Capitol was not reacting to history. It was preparing for it.